In a world where the ocean holds its deepest secrets, one man's greed would threaten to unravel the very fabric of the sea. The sky wept, unleashing a torrent of rain upon the churning waves as the lone fisherman, Kael, fought against the storm. His small boat creaked under the strain, a tiny vessel in a world of fury. He pulled with all his might at a net that seemed impossibly heavy, a strange ethereal glow pulsing from within its confines. As he finally heaved it onto the deck, he saw her. Inside was Marina, the Mermaid Queen, her beauty as wild and captivating as the ocean itself. A single, perfect tear, shimmering like a liquid pearl, rolled down her cheek and solidified on the weathered wood of his boat. Kael's eyes, once weary from the storm, now widened with a terrible, consuming greed as he clutched the magical gem, realizing its immense value. Hidden from the world in a secret sea cave, Kael held the Mermaid Queen captive, her sorrow becoming his fortune. Day after day, he collected her magical, solidified tears, each one a testament to her despair. A montage of his life would show him transformed, the poor fisherman now draped in silks, selling the mermaid's tears to wealthy merchants, his coffers overflowing with gold. But this dark secret was not his alone. His daughter, Leona, watched from the shadows, her heart aching with a horror her father could no longer feel. When Kael was away basking in his newfound wealth, Leona would sneak to the cave, bringing the mermaid food and speaking to her with a kindness that was a balm to her captive soul. Word of such powerful magic travels on the whispers of the greedy. In his dark and opulent mansion, the wicked Lord Valerius learned of the tears that could grant eternal youth. He was a man who collected power, and he decided he must possess the source of this magic for himself. Valerius arrived at Kael's humble home, a stark contrast to the Lord's own finery, and presented a chest brimming with gold. He offered it all for the mermaid, intending to monopolize her gift. But Kael, fiercely protective of his golden goose, refused. Valerius simply offered a cold, knowing smile, a silent signal to the men he had hidden nearby. That night, as the moon hid behind the clouds, Valerius's thugs descended upon Kael's home. They ambushed the fisherman, their numbers and ruthlessness too much for him to overcome. They overpowered Kael, locking him in his own dark cellar, his shouts muffled by the stone walls. Leona watched in silent terror from a hiding spot as the men loaded the caged mermaid onto a crude cart. She followed them through the night, a lone shadow trailing their dark procession to a private dock, where Marina was being transferred to Valerius's magnificent yacht. With tears streaming down her face, Leona approached the caged mermaid, the cold iron bars a stark symbol of her captivity. "I will save you," Leona vowed, her voice trembling but full of resolve. Seeing the pure sincerity in the young girl's heart, Marina produced a small, glowing vial from a hidden fold of her fins. "Drink this," she whispered, her voice like the gentle rush of the tide. "It will give you the voice of the sea." Leona she drank the shimmering potion, and a wave of brilliant blue energy washed over her. Filled with a newfound power, she ran to the edge of a high cliff overlooking the water and let out a powerful, ethereal cry that echoed across the waves. Far below, in the silent depths, the eyes of merman warriors snapped open. They gripped their coral tridents, their faces set with grim determination, and surged toward the surface. On the deck of his yacht, Lord Valerius taunted his prize, gloating over the power he now controlled. But his victory was short-lived. Suddenly, Leona appeared on the dock, no longer a frightened girl but a figure of power, backed by the formidable merman warriors who had risen from the depths. It was an epic standoff between human greed and the ocean's ancient magic. With a unified will, the merman warriors commanded the water, raising a massive churning wave that crashed down upon the yacht, smashing it to pieces. Valerius was left clinging to a piece of driftwood, his ambitions and fortunes sunk to the bottom of the sea. Leona rushed to free Marina, who touched the girl's forehead in a gesture of profound gratitude before diving back into the sea to rejoin her people. As the sun rose, casting a golden light over the water, Leona stood on the cliff, no longer just a fisherman's daughter, but a true guardian of the sea.